Who would win in a fight between the Living Tribunal and Darkseid? The Living Tribunal is a cosmic entity in the Marvel Universe that serves as the judge of the multiverse and maintains balance. It possesses near-limitless power, including reality manipulation, omniscience, and the ability to judge and counter threats to the multiverse. The Council can operate on a cosmic scale, dealing with threats that could affect multiple universes. Its primary function is to protect the multiverse and has the authority to destroy beings that pose a significant threat. Darkseid is a major villain in the DC universe, primarily known as the ruler of Apokolips and a new god. He possesses immense strength, durability, and telepathy, along with the ability to manipulate energy and matter. His Omega beams are particularly fearsome as they can disintegrate or teleport targets. Darkseid seeks to conquer and control the universe, often pursuing the anti-life equation. Before we dive into the analysis, please hit the subscribe button and remember to turn on notifications by clicking the bell icon. Thank you very much. The Tribunal of Life is an extremely powerful conceptual entity that has existed since the beginning of the multiverse. The only entity that surpasses the Tribunal of Life is the one above all, who appears to hold the role of creator and administrator of all life outside the multiverse. Acting as the supreme arbiter and judge of conceptual entities, the Tribunal of Life frequently interacts with them, including the great entities such as eternity, infinity, death, and destruction, all of whom are subject to its judgment. Unlike other conceptual entities, the Tribunal of Life does not exist in alternate realities. It is the only one and is responsible for making all judgments in the entire multiverse. The Court of Life operates in a special dimension called the Chamber of Stars, which is supported by tiny beings called magistrati. The Life Dharma serves as the foundation for two twin cosmic entities, each serving as guardians of a separate megaverse within the larger omniverse where more than one multiverse exists. The Court of Life possesses nearly limitless power, capable of observing the entire multiverse at once, destroying planets or suns at will, and creating impenetrable barriers around worlds or even entire universes. The Tribunal of Life is often depicted as a giant golden humanoid entity with three faces, each representing a different aspect. The fully revealed face represents justice, the fully veiled face represents necessity, and the half-veiled face represents vengeance, reflecting the Trinitarian nature of each universe. In Orthodox cosmology, these aspects can be illustrated through entities such as the Star Devourer, Eternity, and Death. At the top of the Tribunal of Life, there is also a void revealing a fourth face, which is implied to represent a mysterious stranger. The dimensions of the universe range from 2.7268409 to 6.2985923 etc. While the laws of nature may encompass both science and magic, they are all linked through common conceptual principles and are thus organized into clusters under the authority of the all-powerful Tribunal of Life. When you enter a universe of dimensions lower than 2.7268409 or higher than 6.2985923 etc., you enter an entirely different universe, one that contains life forms beyond imagination. In these universes, the Tribunal of Life will appear in different forms to govern the respective clusters. The Tribunal of Life claims to be the ultimate arbiter, the final arbiter of fate, and the administrator of the affairs of the universe. The Tribunal of Life is present in all multiverses simultaneously, ready to render judgment at any time. The Tribunal's mission is to protect the balance of the multiverse from mysterious dangers, transcending aspects such as death and eternity, order and chaos. The three faces of the Tribunal represent vengeance, necessity, and balance. In the three-dimensional universe, these are represented by entities such as Death, Eternity, and the Star Devourer. In the realm of the Vishanti, these three aspects are represented by the Lord of Chaos, the Lord of Order, and the Mediator. The Tribunal has also hinted that it may possess a fourth face, known as the Stranger. The power of the Phoenix returns to the Tribunal of Life after its mission is complete, in accordance with its own will. Not even Eternity can predict the intentions of the Tribunal of Life, for no one is as omniscient as he is. Alpha and Omega, the beginning and end of the Wheel of Fate, are under the jurisdiction of the Tribunal of Life. The Tribunal of Life resides in the 16-dimensional realm at the paraspace intersection of the multiverse, beyond the limits of time, space, and mortal imagination. He once convened the Kings of Eternity, Order, and Chaos to discuss the experiments they had allowed the Transcendents to perform in the past universe. The result of this discussion was the creation of the cosmic Rubik's Cube. The Tribunal of Life is known as the embodiment of all reality and the symbol of the multiverse. It is also seen as the embodiment of the laws of the omniverse. When Doctor Strange ventured beyond the boundary of the outside world to free Zom and cut off his hair, he inadvertently awakened the darkness that had been hidden within his soul for many years. The Tribunal of Life appeared to judge the potential destruction of Earth. From the depths of time, the Tribunal summons the Glass of Doom, a giant hourglass, and orders Doctor Strange to restore and release Zom's darkness before the sand runs out. Otherwise, Earth will be destroyed. To stop the threat from Nebulos, the Tribunal of Life summons the Faltine Fire, preparing to burn down the entire planet. The Tribunal of Life asserts that it is not the arbiter of good and evil, as those concepts only apply to lower beings. The Tribunal's duty is to maintain the balance between all forces in the multiverse, including magic. The Tribunal also points out that Doctor Strange's existence has diminished dark magic, causing an imbalance between the various types of magic. Therefore, the Tribunal summons the In-Betweener to enforce its judgment against Doctor Strange and forbids him from summoning the intermediary creators Order and Chaos. The Court of Life also convenes some of the most powerful forces in the history of the multiverse to discuss the threat Korvac posed to the universe. To punish Korvac for upsetting the balance of the universe, the court accelerated the natural evolution of the sun, causing it to nova in order to destroy Earth. When Korvac's power reached a point where he could protect Earth from the Life Court's final judgment, the court decided to abandon this universe. As the supreme judge of the entire cosmic structure, including the multiverse itself, the court declared that Earth 82432 could only be sealed away to prevent the evil from spreading to other universes. The Life Tribunal was also one of the cosmic entities that attended Eon's funeral. Eternity brought Adam Warlock to the Life Tribunal to face trial, where the most powerful entities in the universe stood as witnesses. The Tribunal used its power to snap its fingers and restore an enraged Adam, repairing the damage caused by the Infinity Gauntlet. The Life Tribunal declared that a conflict with Warlock could destroy the manifestation dimension where it existed. In response, Warlock accepted the Tribunal's decision and dissolved the Infinity Stones himself. Ultimately, the Life Tribunal ruled that the Star Mark was a grave threat to the balance of the universe, and thus sealed off the new universe to prevent the Mark's power from leaking into the rest of the multiverse. Accused of causing the extinction of the Observers, Eternity brought the Eagle God before the Supreme Council of Abstract Beings, where hearings were held by the Tribunal of Life. Ulig, an Observer, acted as the prosecutor, while Swallow Star acted as the defense. Ultimately, the Eagle God was demoted and sentenced to solitary confinement in the past. The battle between the Protégé and the Beyonder attracted the attention of the Tribunal, and they intervened to render judgment. The Tribunal decided that the Beyonder deserved to remain omnipotent in his own universe, but his reality would be sealed, preventing him from contacting the outside world from that point forward. As punishment, the Tribunal created a giant eternal hourglass to imprison the disciples, which they then absorbed into their own entity. During the War of the Seven Realms, Emperor Waishan realized that a direct conflict between himself and Sloriath would cause the destruction of entire dimensions due to the immense cosmic forces unleashed by both sides. He therefore summoned the Tribunal of Life to adjudicate. The Tribunal ruled that Sloriath's existence was too great for one dimension to sustain and decided to teleport him to another place. When Thanos gained immense power from the Infinity Heart, the Tribunal of Life summoned champions from all realities to confront him. Above all others, then appointed Adam Warlock as the new incarnation of the Tribunal of Life. After the Secret Wars, when the multiverse was reborn as a life-giving entity, Star Swallower was accused by the Lord of Order and Chaos of perverting the great balance that maintains reality. He was brought before the Tribunal of Life for trial. However, the Tribunal acquitted him, declaring that a new balance had been established in the reborn universe and that the hierarchy of power was still taking shape. The Tribunal of Life then met with its master, above all others, to discuss the interdimensional crisis caused by Thanos' usurpation of the authority. Above all others, sent Adam Warlock to fix this chaos in the universe. Subscribe to the channel, it helps us a lot, and moreover, you will get to see amazing videos every day. You are the best, thank you very much. Darkseid, also known as the Dark Lord and the most powerful new god of Apokolips, is the ruler of the giants, standing at 8 feet 9 inches 267 cm tall. He possesses the Omega Effect, a special ability, and is an enemy of the superhero Superman in the DC universe. Darkseid is considered one of the most powerful new gods of the DC universe, having conquered many worlds. Before becoming Darkseid, he was known as Euxis, the second prince of Apokolips. At that time, Apokolips was usurped by his father, Yuga Khan. One day, Darkseid's brother, Drax, claimed to have discovered the powerful Omega Effect. When Darkseid learned of this power, he plotted against Drax to claim it for himself. After obtaining this power, Darkseid became a giant with a rock-like appearance. His brother Drax was then chosen to serve as an agent of origin for the rest of his life, taking on the name Infinity Man. The Khan of Georgia later discovered the secret origin wall trapped within there. The Apokolips star was then entrusted to his wife, Hegra. However, at this time, Darkseid and the female scientist Sully fell in love. To prevent her son from turning evil, Hegra recruited an assassin to assassinate Sully, but the assassin did not want to face Darkseid's deadly revenge. Eventually, the assassin was led by Darkseid and poisoned by Darkseid, Darkseid's companion. With the loss of his lover, Darkseid abandoned all emotions and turned his back on them completely. He usurped the throne and divine power of Apokolips, forcing his uncle, Steppenwolf, to obey the laws of the Apokolips and serve the most powerful being at the time, Darkseid. Steppenwolf became Darkseid's military commander, leading an endless army of parademons and beginning to conquer the armies of the multiverse. Since then, Darkseid has become one of the most infamous tyrants in the DC universe, with his father Highfather. The new founding star has seen millions of years of fighting the Green Lantern Corps, who are involved in conflicts and the crisis on Infinite Earths. Darkseid has faced off with the screen-fighting, kidnapping, and brainwashing superheroes. His cousin Kara, son of Orion, was killed in a predicted battle to the death and was destroyed in the final crisis with the Justice League. So Darkseid went to the mountain where the old gods slept, sowing discord among them and causing the old gods to kill each other. When the old gods became weak, he killed them one by one with his scythe, unleashing the godly power and possessing it. From there, he transformed the planet into Apokolips, and Uses became Darkseid. Darkseid remains the ancient god of the Apokolips, with a special meaning in the universe and a mission of his own, even if it is as a spirit of vengeance, a specter that cannot be killed. His power source, Omega, responds to what appears to be an anti-life equation with a special connection. The one Darkseid fears is his father, Yuga Khan, who returned from Gakhan and did not dare to fight back. In Final Crisis, only clones all ruled Apokolips with absolute cruelty and evil. It was a hell worse than the Apokolips, with no hope, no mercy, only Darkseid. Kara, who had once kidnapped Superman's cousin, and the Green Lantern Corps had a fierce conflict. After first discovering Darkseid, all 3,600 Lanterns attacked with the intention of overthrowing Darkseid's rule over Apokolips. However, when they sacrificed 2/3 of their members in front of Darkseid, the Lantern Men and the Guardians of the Universe realized they were completely helpless in confronting him. This attack was only part of Darkseid's plan to demonstrate the Legion's power, and in the end, the Guardians of the Universe had to negotiate with Darkseid, agreeing to turn the Apokolips Star into a territory where the Legion could not interfere. Over time, Darkseid's power and background continued to grow, leaving the Green Lantern Legion more vulnerable to him, and the Guardians of the Universe avoided mentioning his existence. During the crisis on Infinite Earths, due to the Anti-Monitor absorbing too much cosmic power, a massive explosion occurred, and Uncle DA, who had originally intended to observe from afar, was forced to engage in a confrontation with the Anti-Monitor, using the Anti-Watcher's armor. However, the power began to drain when Alexander Luthor Jr. struck the Anti-Monitor in the eye with an intra-ray, pushing him to the brink of death. Although Orion later killed him, this act violated the law of the New Gods, who cannot kill kin, paving the way for the subsequent Final Crisis. During that crisis, Darkseid used Earth's technology to complete a portion of the anti-life equation that Orion had obtained, weakening it in the darkness of Outworld. Darkseid went to war with Heaven, destroyed it, and won, using the anti-life equation to take over Outworld's Earth in a single blow, nearly merging Panacea and the 52 universes in the Panthoscope with Darkseid himself. There has never been a being like Darkseid, the end of all things. I will send you to a hell without exit, without end, where I will kill your soul. Let fear take you, let you humble yourself and beg for mercy. When Darkseid died in the battle against the new creation star, his body fell into the Panacea, and a black hole broke out from the center of the multiverse, right above Overworld Earth. With the power of the anti-life equation, this black hole destroyed the center of the multiverse, which was the space-time surrounding Overworld Earth. When Overworld Earth was destroyed, the entire multiverse would collapse like a domino, disintegrating one by one. In the great synthesis of heaven and earth, it is mentioned that Darkseid's divinity was broken and scattered across the temples, while he himself sought to reassemble and restore his lost divine power. After the Final Crisis, the Godhead was shattered and scattered across all universes until the Justice League Odyssey. After Darkseid, he collected all the Godhead fragments, and all 52 doppelgangers in the universes were Darkseid's God fragments. During the Darkseid War, Darkseid's most powerful doppelganger finally appeared, defeated and devoured the Anti-Monitor of the three universes. At this time, the Anti-Supervisor had just been revived and his powers had not yet fully recovered. And Black Walker was summoned but could not distinguish the winner. This person was controlled by the Anti-Monitor's anti-life equation and was eventually killed by Black Walker. His death released a giant god, disrupting the entire universe's connection to the source, causing the Justice League to call upon God to fill the void created by Darkseid's death. Grell then used the power of the Amazonian secret method and the anti-life equation to revive the body of the Super Queen's son, but he was eventually trapped in the body of a child and taken away to live in seclusion by Grell, who found him. In Wonder Woman v5, Grell destroyed many of the old gods, using their power to supplement Darkseid, helping him recover and return to his youthful form. However, the young Darkseid killed Grell and devoured his power, causing Darkseid to revert from youth to adulthood before retreating due to the intervention of the Justice League. In Dark Knight Death Metal, Darkseid was affected by entering the Dark Multiverse and was transformed into an aged form. As the Dark Knight brought the multiverse to the brink of destruction, Darkseid and the baby Anti-Monitor faced destruction together. After defeating the Dark Knight, the Hand of Creation restructured the multiverse. The gods of the multiverse returned to their places, but Darkseid was no longer present. In Boundary, Darkseid became one with all of his past incarnations, becoming more powerful than ever and killing Essence with a sneak attack. Darkseid's most distinctive feature is the Omega beams emitted from his eyes. These rays are not simply high temperatures or destructive rays, but contain the power of the Omega effect, capable of completely erasing the existence of opponents or resurrecting them. Characters are usually destroyed instantly, but those like Superman, protected by the gods and the laws of the universe, can resist strongly. Darkseid can control the direction of the Omega Rays at will and use it to travel through time and space. He can also destroy worlds with Omega Rays. Darkseid is also capable of using Omega Sanction to defeat enemies, pushing them into an endless chain of parallel worlds, each worse than the previous one. Even death cannot stop this cycle, while the victim continues to be resurrected with each encounter, accumulating Omega energy. When this energy reaches a certain level, it will destroy the entire world, as in the case of Batman. Many people may wonder why the Omega Rays don't work on Superman, since he is one of DC's superheroes and part of the origin wall. An extremely powerful ability in DC Comics is the anti-life equation, which can destroy and drown anything it touches. When someone comes into contact with this equation, they lose their free will and are manipulated by Darkseid, only obeying the orders of the Dark King. Darkseid uses the equation to conquer planets and parallel universes, giving him power no less than Doomsday. Please subscribe to the channel, it helps us a lot, and moreover, you will see great videos every day. You are the best. Thank you very much. The Living Tribunal operates on a multiversal scale, overseeing and maintaining balance between different universes. Meanwhile, Darkseid primarily affects and controls the DC universe, especially in events and plans involving beings and worlds within that universe. This shows that the Living Tribunal has a much wider scope of power than Darkseid, who limits his influence to a single universe. Although Darkseid is one of the great rulers of the DC universe, the Living Tribunal's power far exceeds the capabilities of any entity that exists only in a single universe. The Living Tribunal's multiversal scope allows him to influence different worlds, maintaining the overall balance of all realities, something Darkseid cannot do. The Living Tribunal is a cosmic entity that plays an important role in maintaining the balance between universes and ensuring the stability of all realities. The Living Tribunal's goal is to protect the cosmic order from influences that could destroy this balance. Darkseid, on the other hand, is an evil entity who seeks to conquer and dominate the DC universe. He desires to attain supreme power using any means, including brutality, to achieve his personal goals. While the Living Tribunal acts as a guardian of cosmic order and justice, Darkseid pursues his personal ambitions without regard for the consequences. Although both are extremely powerful, their goals are completely different, with the Living Tribunal protecting the balance of the universe and Darkseid seeking absolute power, willing to destroy anyone who stands in his way. Based on the above analysis, I can affirm that the Living Tribunal is more powerful than Darkseid. The Living Tribunal's power is not only superior in scale but also in nature, as he has the ability to affect entire universes and maintain cosmic balance. Meanwhile, Darkseid, despite being a formidable ruler in the DC universe, can only influence and control a single universe. This difference makes the Living Tribunal possess immense power and influence, far beyond any entity limited to just one universe. In a fictional war, the Living Tribunal could easily overwhelm Darkseid due to its power and role in maintaining cosmic order while not being bound by the limits of space and time. With the ability to manipulate realities and impose cosmic justice, the Living Tribunal could completely Darkseid, despite his immense power, but still lost. I hope you enjoy this fight. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. Follow me if you like. That's it for today's video. Thank you very much.